Yeah.
You heard about that?
What?
The BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia.
Yeah. So they cut out the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
Okay, we can get
The BRIC countries always been kind of beefing with the United States, but the big thing was Saudi Arabia was currently the United States' biggest trader with oil. So they just locked in with all the BRIC countries.
I've seen that. It's crazy because China is just going all in on America everywhere. Right now.
Not just America. China is everywhere. China's in Jamaica. They're in a lot of African countries. China is moving into being a global power. And people don't talk about this, but for the last like some odd years, China and United States both had the highest GDP. So like China had the most GDP just in general, and America had the most GDP per capita. That's like how much money you produce and everything in your economy. So it's like, it's crazy because both of those work in systems, even though China is a communist system and America is capitalist, both work in a system to where the capital is the people. And people don't talk about that. Like back in the day, like in the 20s, coming out of the Depression, what the United States government did was created Social Security. What Social Security was, it gave you a number, kind of like making you a piece of cattle. To our United States, money is a promissory note.
Yeah, for that future worker.
Exactly.
Right.
But our money isn't backed by anything. We got away from the gold standard after World War II. So our money was backed by oil, but also by our people. That's why the United States work. You were just talking about 40-hour work week. That's why the United States work is work because our people are the capital. There's nothing behind our money. That's why Saudi Arabia moving into this allegiance with the BRIC countries is so dangerous for the United States, because
the collapse of the dollar.
Literally. So in China, people don't never put these two together, that China has the most people in the world, but they also have the most money in the world. You feel me? That's not a coincidence, because they back their money by all these different resources, but also by their people.
Yeah, exactly. So, I agree with you 100%, bro. A lot of people don't know about that because there used to be gold in Fort Knox.
Man.
And now it's not there anymore. Yeah. That's what they're saying. And it's kind of weird how gold will just kind of disappear off the planet. But that's interesting you say that, man, because crazy. That whole shit with China and Brazil, that was scary for me, because I live in America, and I'm just like, damn, they're really trying to collapse the dollar.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Korean.
Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to Korea.
I had a white homie go to China like 5 years ago, and he came back and he was like, yo, they were just slamming our dollar. And I'm like, what do you mean slamming our dollar? So in China, right, they're telling people over there like the dollar ain't worth shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Yeah. So when you go over there and try to spend it, like, no.
Nah, you need to go change your currency.
Change your shit to China shit.
What is it, yen or
yen? Yeah.
Something like that. That's,
and yen's, we should possibly changing our money to yen.
Definitely should. I don't know. I feel like it's all gonna balance itself out, but it's going back into what you was talking about a second ago. They talking about moving the United States currency into crypto,
which they should, because at first it was going to be the Amero. Did you hear about the Amero?
No, what's that?
So you know how they made the euro?
Yeah.
So that was like a bank thing, right? Because you had to go like to because I was around. I'm so old that I was there before the euro was born, and they were talking about the
timeless.
Thank you, my guy. That's my guy
here.
right here.
Come on, man.
But like I was around, bro, when they was talking about the euro, and I was hella sketch on it. Like hey, people tell me you should invest in that because it wasn't invented yet. I'm like, what the fuck is a euro? I was like, well, when you go to like all those countries in Europe, right? You like Italy, Germany, France. They all use different money, but they all are trained right away.
Exactly.
So it's hella confusing to keep changing the money. And I'm like, so what? So that's what a euro is? You can just use it everywhere? Like, yeah. And when the euro came, it was like worth less than the dollar, and then it ended up being worth like double the dollar.
Yeah, it's definitely up. I went to London like 2019, and when I went out there, I was like, damn, like, you feel me? It's like it was like a couple cents more worth than a dollar.
Than a dollar at the time.
Crazy,
did you change it to euros?
Nah, I didn't. I just used my card. I'd rather use my card out there because it get confusing. It is cool to learn all the money and everything, but most of the time that tarjeta go everywhere. You feel me?
What's a tarjeta?
It's a card in Espanol.
Oh, okay. You was really in the culture.
Espanol? Yeah, you feel me? So, yep. Shout out to my man Young. You know what I mean? Jóvenes. You know what I mean?
Wait, what country again was it?
I went to London.
London, okay.
Countries I've been to Amsterdam, Switzerland, Germany, London, France, Haiti, Jamaica. I just went to Jamaica again this year. Dominican Republic, Mexico. I think that's everywhere.
Well traveled.
Yeah, it's lit.
Well
man.
traveled.
I got that passport a couple years ago. My mom was like, I want to get this passport for you for Christmas. This going to be your Christmas gift. And I started using it, you know what I'm saying? And then it was one point in my life, I had lost my ID, so I was using my passport for everywhere. So I was at the club, passport, and it got destroyed. They almost didn't let me travel. I went to Tulum with these young ladies. If you ever get a chance, look up Black on the Block. They do it in LA. But I went to a trip with my sister and her friends, and these is just some, like, you know, when they talk about black excellence, like the epitome of black women, these are the women that was on the trip. Like, and then now they doing some like amazing, like unfathomable stuff right now. They came together to make this this dope festival they do in LA every month. They doing the first one in Dallas. They did one in DC, but it's called Black on the Block. Over 100 vendors there, small businesses, man. You gotta go. It's like,
I'm going with you. Yeah, that's in LA, right?
Lit, you know what I'm saying? We got applause. I just shout out Shar, Lonnie, Jonna, Chanel, I think it's Michelle, excuse me, I called her Chanel, Ashley, everybody that's a part of that, you feel me? Shout out to them, man.
Shout out y'all, man.
Yeah,
y'all making black beautiful, man.
How's life, man?
Life is, I mean, thank you. Yeah, I tried
some salt and pepper in there because you're well seasoned.
Salt, pepper? Oh.
You feel me? You see, well seasoned.
I like that. You slick on the tongue, man.
It gotta be, man. That's why we rap, you know what I mean?
I've been trying a new shampoo, man. It's like mint and cucumber, man.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's smooth right
there. I be reading shampoo chemicals. I just don't trust them.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You know
do you use shampoo and all that?
I wash my hair like once a week. Me
too, because the oils, right?
Yeah, you gotta be careful when you
can't wash it every day.
Nah, you can't. I feel like when you in a premature state and you setting it up, maybe you could wash it twice a week. But once it gets longer, feel me, it's more brittle. You gotta be more cool, you feel me? You gotta treat your hair a different way. So I'll do it like once a week at most, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I done went like a month without washing my hair and my hair looked the best, you know what I mean? And it'll be glowing. Everybody like, oh my God, your hair looks so beautiful and clean. I'm like, damn, I ain't washed it like a month. You feel me? It really look that good? Like,
that's like 7 years right there of hair, right?
Man, yeah, it is. It's spot on. You see, you did your research.
I had my best friend had dreads, so it take a while to grow.
That's like saying the N-word. Hold on, you can't say dreads no more. You gotta say locks.
No, is that a real thing?
It is like
dreads have gone out of date.
So like the word dread.
That's interesting.
The word dread for hair and melanated people is like the N-word, and I say this because it comes from a term of endearment. You know what I mean? So like many people don't know, like the N-word don't even come from the ER word. It comes from the word or it doesn't even come from the word Negro. It don't even come from the base of what quote unquote black is or quote unquote melanated is. Right. It actually comes from a word called niggardly. And that, if you look up that definition, it means to be an annoyance or something like that. You feel me? So anybody can be that ER, you feel me? NIGGER, but they put it on black people too. But so that's what
I didn't know that.
But that's what they did with dreads. They looked at, I don't know who it was specifically. It could be African, could be Caribbean. But they was like, man, we dread your hair. We dread your locks. You know what I mean? That's like, you feel me? The word dreadful, you know what I mean? So now it's like, as I came to consciousness, I don't use people who I don't plan to be around for much longer. I just be like, I'll let them call it whatever they want to call it. But
no, that's good you called me out. I mean, because like ignorance, it changes over time and we become more aware. It's not that it changes. I just feel we become like, so when my friend corrected me because his dad was real, you know,
Rost or something,
and I didn't know because I heard this term in cartoons a lot because people used to say cotton picking a lot, like get your cotton picking. You see that in and then like, as a kid you don't know what that means, and then you say it one time and you're like, whoa, bro, that's like way out of line, and you think about it like, whoa, like
you really think about, or like you feel me, how they might call somebody who has almond shaped eyes like yours, call it the C word and say you got the C word eyes, you feel me?
Yeah, they say that a lot about me.
Yeah, it's just like, but you don't really know, like that was a you feel me, a racial slur back in the day.
It was, yeah.
You feel me? And people be saying like, oh, the generation getting soft, you trying to get progressive, but you really got to be mindful of what offends people, because if we keep perpetuating the stuff that used to be cool 50 years ago, 100 years ago, we not gonna grow past where we at.
I love that, bro. So, I kind of look, I'm not against cancel culture, but I like that people are being aware of what they're saying. And every older generation do that. Like, oh, you're just being too sensitive. But every older generation that I know that's in my generation didn't like being bullied, didn't like oppression, didn't like unfairness in the workplace.
That shit shady. If it's some stuff, if it's funny with good taste, you're like, okay, you can acknowledge it being funny.
Yeah.
You can tell when something is distasteful, or they punching down, or they being condescending.
It's a thin line.
And I wasn't gonna say nothing about the dreads thing because it's really not a big deal. But I know I'm gonna be around you.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna be around you, I find
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna be like, hey man, I'm gonna just let you know, because I know when you go to the South, when you go to these different places, it's certain stuff that they don't allow, or they don't like. You feel me? And they not nice about it. They not kind about it.
You're right. You're right. Because they're not gonna give you any slack about that kind. Especially if you're around the culture.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what? Like, and then they're gonna be like, they're gonna feel weird. And I think one of the big things, especially being in the Bay Area, is the N-word. It's like, cause in the Bay, in the place,
okay, that is very iffy, right? Because you see other cultures saying it.
Cause
I hear it at my gym, bro. My gyms, they don't. It's just all like Asian Filipino dudes, and I hear it, and I be like, yo, like I'm not trying to say I can't really speak on it because it's not my place, but I'm just.
But that's the thing about the N-word too. Like, for example, like in the Bay and New York and places where it's intermingled, you got this Boolean base, cosmopolitan, metropolitan type cities that blend all these cultures. It's a lot of culture that's coming together. Hip hop culture in the Bay that touches a lot of different people. A lot of people are a part of it. If you think about it, a lot of people make hip hop music, but the people who patron it, buy it, everything, most likely aren't going to be black for the most part.
Absolutely,
just
bro.
because the population,
right.
That's just statistics. So when you in these places, it gets accepted because it's like, damn, I grew up with this person. They do feel like they're a part of our culture. They do feel like this. But when you go to certain places, I know, like, you go to Louisiana, you go to Texas. Of course, if you grew up with certain people and they know you can, feel me, it is what it is. But I know a lot of people don't like that. They be like, you know what I'm saying?
The whole Sir thing in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's like, you feel me?
That's a weird thing.
Wait, tell me, I don't know about it.
Well, I don't even know if this is accurate or true anymore, but they said, like, for all cultures, when you see someone that's like white or older, you say sir.
Oh yeah, see, that's
and it's just a common thing. And I'm like, what? Like, that's very like black and white there, you know?
I would say in the South they be like, if you're somebody to respect, they be like, yes ma'am, you feel me?
Right.
Yes, sir. Like, just anybody, you know what I mean? But
so
I didn't know about that.
Well, yeah, so I don't even know that. You have to look that up
tricky.
on Google.
I feel like you got to take it like to each his own. Like, if you around a group of people and they green light you to say that and you feel comfortable saying it, then it's cool. But I know if I was kicking it with the Latino homies and they had a word that they
outdated,
you feel me, and they said, I wouldn't necessarily, like, I rock with y'all, so I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, I'm gonna say this even though it had this connotation back in the day, you feel me?
Absolutely.
Or like the big thing now with women is like, you feel me, I come from the hood, you know, shout out to Fillmore, shout out to Hunters Point, shout out to San Francisco, Earth is my turf. But in the hood, you know, you call a woman growing up, it was like, oh, that's my bitch. Oh, you feel me?
That's common, yeah.
You feel me? It's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
But now as we getting conscious with stuff, we learning, we regal and everything. You feel me? You want to call a woman a queen.
Yeah, because it looks outdated if you're on film saying.
But it's funny. Oh, hold on, we gotta bust down. You ready? You gonna hit these push-ups with me?
Oh shit!
Come on, hold on.
Okay.
We gotta hit the push-ups. Come on.
I can't do push-ups. I got a shoulder thing.
All right.
I can do some sit-ups though.
All right, you do the sit-ups.
I'll do the sit-ups, man.
We're gonna see if we can keep the podcast going while we do the push-ups. Let's see, man.
Yeah, I'm down, bro.
It be this thing where I've been seeing where sometimes the women, they be like, man, I don't trust somebody who calling me a queen. And it's like, all right, what we supposed to call you then?
Well, it seemed like culture is always changing, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you don't want to look out. And I'm glad like you called me out because it's like, I don't think
I wasn't even trying to do it in a crazy way. I hope that.
Bro, that was a legendary moment, bro.
Yeah.
That was a clip.
For sure.
That was a clip.
Yeah.
But like getting back to what I was saying, like I appreciate that because like we're in the Bay Area, Stunnaman, man. There's a lot of different cultures.
A lot of different
and
cultures.
I'm not trying to sound offensive here, but black culture is the most taken culture out of any culture I've ever seen, bro. It's just I don't know how you feel about that because you see other people adopting it and using it. Dances especially. I had Say You Say over here. A lot of dancers talking about how white dancers like take black people's dances
Especially
and they just
on TikTok and whatnot. Yeah,
How does that feel? Like,
it's like, I feel like if you a black American, if you really, it's not, the word black don't even really mean nothing. So if you're a melanated American and you see something that culturally, you probably get either you used to it, but at the same time you like, damn, I appreciate people like Keith Lee. I appreciate people that are in spaces and have positions of power now speaking out against it. It's like we so desensitized to everything being taken from us, or people just using stuff and monetizing it, that we kind of just get to a point where it's just like, man, that's just how stuff is. But now we can fight back. Now we can speak up about it. Now we can identify
platforms, bigger platforms, right?
And then people right now, we live in the best time in America, because before you speak up about stuff like that, people don't care.
Right,
like, I'm gonna focus on my people and this and that. But now it's more of a, that is wrong. We shouldn't go support that. And we got so much power with social media and everything. It does mean something to speak up, say what's not morally right, and then beyond that, get behind it and be like, nah, we're not gonna support this company if they keep doing this.
I see that going down a lot more than now than before. Like companies just getting called out. You know what I mean? The way. I forget what it was. The Kanye, Adidas took kind of heat for dropping Kanye.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They
lost billions.
Damn, like that was a lot of money. You feel me?
That kind of feels good as a fan.
Yeah, for sure. It lets you know that there's a balance between the power structure now. Before it was these corporations. What we say goes.
Right.
But now it's a part of like, okay, look, I am a corporation by myself. I am the reason why people come here. So if you're gonna disconnect me, you feel me? At the end of the day, my fans and what I bring here, my genius, my intellectual property does matter. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want it to be where like you can't cross culture, because think about it, without having good culture, without cross culture, we don't have groups like the Wu-Tang. Without crossing culture, we don't have K-pop. It's dope, you feel me?
Yeah, J. Cole and BTS doing a song together.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have stuff like that, but at the same time, it's a difference between showing somebody love and paying homage versus I'm just gonna jack this culture and not really care how they feel about it,
Yeah.
So it's progressing. It ain't all the way there, but if life was perfect, then we wouldn't really have a reason to wake up and go work hard. You know what I mean?
That's absolutely correct. Did you hear what Joe Budden said about J. Cole working with the dude J-Hope from BTS?
Now, what'd he say?
He said he was a coon for doing that.
Wait, what? I don't even know. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know the context either. I just found it crazy. I guess, but Joe Budden has this beef with like BTS, which is this huge Korean pop group, and he completely called out J. Cole just for working with him. He said it was just fucked up against the culture. I didn't understand it either. I gotta read more deep into it. I don't want to spread bad press or anything.
I'm gonna look into it. Joe Budden is a polarizing figure.
Really is though.
Yeah, he's definitely made his stake in the culture. He's not only a gatekeeper, but also he's an important voice. And what he says is very polarizing because he has that New York demeanor of what I say is this, you feel me? And he says it aggressively, strongly, and sternly, you feel me? And he's very secure and matter of fact with his point. So, I'm going to look into it more. I don't want to just say something and be like,
no, yeah, it's crazy.
It's
just crazy. It's just kind of crazy, like him. But he is, him and Charlemagne are like the top of their game with that, with just basically having really good hot takes and just kind of getting you like, whoa, what the fuck did he just say? And shit
really
like
just, they was talking about on Twitter, those intrusive thoughts, those things that people might be afraid to say. They don't care about saying it.
They don't.
And whatever consequences come with it, they ready for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me, I admire them because you do need people like that in the cultures. You need people who stir up the pot, but you do need people who go against the grain. I don't agree with everything they say. You feel me? Some might call him a coon for stuff he does. Do that really matter? No.
I don't think so, yeah.
Does Stunnaman02 opinion matter about that shit? No.
I think it does.
You feel me? You think so?
I think it does.
All right, shit. Well, I like Joe Budden. He dope. He got his platform. He did an excellent rebrand. Do I agree with everything you say? No, but I'm gonna look into that one before I just be like, oh yeah, fuck what Joe Budden talk about, or okay, he is a coon. I'm gonna look into it.
It's a hot take. I don't really buy too much. I don't care if Joe Budden doesn't like BTS. I didn't really like BTS either when they first came out. It's just kind of like all the Korean pop groups kind of scare me, bro, because it's very plasticky looking and they really bite off American culture.
Damn,
like the whole thing is about that, but It is fascinating to see Korean pop so big worldwide, just the whole marketing behind it. Talking about marketing, I remember while you were doing your whole blow up thing, bro, and I wanted to ask about that separately too, because the way Big Steppin just kind of burst onto the scene, like I remember talking to my guy TNT about your street promo game, and it was just like fascinating. Because you are really out there and you take moments you see in life and then you just do it. You're going up to people in the street in Frisco. You're reposting other media and you're keeping it going and you make it look very fun.
Thank you. It is fun. I'm enjoying myself. You know what I'm saying?
When that song blew up, can I ask, like, because I just had Raven here. We're talking about sliding through and how it
Shout
just.
out to Raven Justice.
He's a great guy.
Back in the day, before I started really dropping music, I actually did a freestyle on Slide Through. Raven Justice.
Okay.
Preview it. And before we move forward, I want to say, you feel me? I'm not with none of the racist bullshit. But if you raw, I don't care where you from, you could come work with Stunnaman02.
Ooh, tap in. He's multicultural right now.
Come on, I'm trying to get to Korea, North and South. I don't give a fuck about.
I'll take you.
Come on, let's go. You ready?
Let's go. I'm taking Stunnaman. We outside, man.
We outside. But yeah, back to the street promo.
Back to the street promo. Back to when Big Steppin kind of took off, and it was like a huge hit. Yeah. And I was telling people at my gym about that song.
We still pushing that.
We still pushing it. My bad. Whoa.
XXX. You feel me?
Hey, you better hit Spotify right now.
Come on, man. Let's go. Run it.
But like, cause it's a great workout song, and I was my Asian homie chicks at Whipple 24 Hour Fitness was loving that. I was like, "What? Okay,
thank you,
bro." I love that song when it came out.
Thank you, bro.
It was a hit, bro. And I felt like I knew you before that era because there was a funny moment where you DM me back in the day about something. I think we had mutual friends from Frisco and stuff like that. And I was like in my promoter phase, so I didn't really give you the respect you deserve. Okay. It's such a humbling moment right now. I'm glad you thanks for making me eat shit about that too because you blew up.
Nah.
And it was just great to see. But it was great to see. But when that song blew up, like what was that like? Like what was the feeling? Like did you feel like you just hit a 3-point shot from like the other side of the court, or was it like nah, bro? Because the way you were working, it just looked deserved.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Don't take that personal. It's a book called "Ego Is the Enemy." I definitely advise if you're into reading or audiobooks.
Absolutely,
advise.
Absolutely.
During that journey, or during my journey right now, I read that book and it helped me really take a step back and deep breath from a lot of stuff that I wasn't getting credit from. For seeing people maybe take some advice and run with it and not credit me, or see people where I might be attached to it and not get credit to it. You feel me? It helped me take a step back. So even situations like that where maybe I was DMing you and it's like you didn't respond, I don't take anything like that personal, because at the end of the day, I'm not living in my ego when it comes to this stuff.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing.
If you do it, it's gonna destroy you. You're gonna become like envious. You're gonna have hate. I don't move like that.
Right.
Every time I see somebody win, I be happy for them. Even if they don't give me credit, I be happy because I know, one, that credit is going to come from another place, and I know the higher power got something in store for me that's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But talking about that feeling felt amazing, stupendous. Everything that for me, it was confirmation. It was really a feeling of relief to understand that when you put in the work, you will get a reward. And it was like the universal property of what you put into it, it will come. I always talk about this. Kobe Bryant said a lot of people who receive stuff without doing the work, they get intoxicated by it. You feel me? Because you get drunk off the success because you're like, wow, I didn't do this. I didn't work this hard to get there. For me, it was like, yo, I worked this hard to receive everything that's coming. So when it came, I wasn't like this was anything different. This was less. I was running Lake Merritt, getting prepared to shoot the video, to be in the best shape of my life, to be able to lift, visualizing like, ooh, when we shoot this video, it's finna be up. I'm finna be performing with my shirt off. We finna be doing this. I was visualizing all of that, manifesting it, saying that this is coming to fruition. So when it came, I didn't expect. It was more than what I expected, but I didn't expect anything less. And the reason why I keep it going, the reason why I keep pushing is because when it first started going up, every week something was happening. Neff and Capolo and Scandal the Dark Lord hitting it with me. Then E40 hitting it with me. Then all these sports teams hitting it with me. 49ers, Jabberwockies, what? But then I got to a point where it's like, during those weeks, a lot of people don't remember the weeks where it might have been a 2-3 week spell of you know, I'm just hitting it and it's getting 50 likes, or I'm just doing it and nobody really talking about it. And then out of nowhere, it goes up. But I keep pushing it because this is what a label would do if you have a song that has traction, that got legs, that they would continue to push it because it could get bigger. And I'm about to post something. I think I just scheduled a post at 6 o'clock, so it should be up there right now. If you well, we not live, but hey, if you go look at my Instagram, I just posted something, and it's Mike Sherm posting this platinum record of Asshole, and then another record that went gold this year, Asshole in 2022. Asshole dropped 2016, 2017.
It went gold in 2022?
It went platinum in 2000. Gold, then platinum in 2022. And then another song went gold. So, you feel me? For me, I was putting a lot of I'm putting a lot of focus on this one song because it's rare in the Bay Area, from the Bay Area. We're a catalog people. And it's a lot of dope people with a lot of catalogs. But when you leave the Bay Area, when you go to these places, you go to these clubs, you go to these eateries and all these different places, you feel me? They still, no shade to our OGs, but they still slapping E40 and Too Short. They still playing Blow the Whistle, which they're going to keep doing because we want to keep that going on. But let's get Big Steppin in there. Let's get somebody after me who's younger than me in there. Let's get that artist who been working that might be older than me. Let's break the door open so, the Bay got music like this. Yeah. Oh my God! Yeah. So it's like I want to push it to the point where it's at that level where it's global, to where you got that song to where it's like, oh, I need to. This is my Bay Area playlist. Let me put that on. So shout out to everybody before me though that paved the way, like the E40s, like the Too Shorts, like all the dope people who push the barrier and everything and keep pushing stuff. But yeah, we're gonna keep pushing it, and then pivoting too while we pushing it, dropping music. Feel me? I've been dropping a song every week for the last 6 weeks.
That's wild, consistent, yo. That's wild.
Come on, consistency is key. Hey, you don't want motivation or inspiration. You want consistency. Because when you get uninspired, when you get unmotivated, Jim Jones was talking about this. You find it again while you consistent. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just keep pushing, doing what I'm doing because I went long enough without people going like this for me. So when it's not like
I seen it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I got moments like in a moment right now, like 3 a.m. in Oakland is going up. An artist named
seen that. He's not from Oakland.
And he from San Francisco.
He's from San Francisco. It's really big on TikTok, the story of it.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and now it's like that's the song that's going up. So let's get behind it and push it out of here so it could be global. You feel me? And let's acknowledge that and clap for it. And I feel like a lot of times, there's a lot of good people helping, but we need to be our own train to push things out of here. You're not pulled up by people at the top. You lifted up by your supporters.
Absolutely.
You don't have no success without successors. You feel me? I love that. I love Cardi B, and he deserves it because he's a genuine good person. You feel me? So that was on a whole rant.
He's like a Latin dude, right?
I think Filipino.
Filipino, yeah.
Shout out to my Filipinos. Hey, maganda punta gatito.
Hey, pare.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But really though, I'm just grateful to have the energy to keep pushing the song, and I'm gonna keep pushing it. And while I do that, push this other music. And me, I don't drop a lot of music. You feel me? So this year, I'm doing something different.
Everything you drop has a lot of effort in it though, bro.
Got to bare maximum mentality.
I mean, because it was crazy you had a follow-up, because a lot of artists don't come with the follow-up. And I think it's tough because when you have a hit, it's kind of difficult to get back in the studio, is it not? Because people are like, let's party. And
for me, it was like I was already locked in. I feel like, you feel me? As I'm coming up, I've been doing this for a minute. And I was talking to my homie. He was like, man, you come from a sports background. So when you come from a sports background, a lot of people from my city, Lil Bean, Lil Pete, Lil Yee, a lot of people are previous athletes.
So you play football?
Yeah, football for sure.
You look like a good running back.
Any sport, I'm gonna get in there and have. Thank you, bro.
You a running back?
Running back, linebacker.
Okay, you look fast and shifty. Like
I just be having fun. But just coming from that discipline of, okay, I'm going to keep going in the studio. Like, I got over, like, this year, I'm going to just let the catalog loose because I got Big Steppin', and Big Steppin' is always going to be Big Steppin', and people want that feeling, but let me show you all this other stuff I got.
Absolutely.
Because everybody might not resonate with Big Steppin', but somebody might resonate with this around the world. I'm finna drop, shout out to Clayton William. You feel me?
Shout out, we're just talking about Raven Justice and Clayton William, man. It's been behind so many
Clayton
projects,
William
man.
Is such a dope person, bro. Like, engineer, producer, person, father, husband.
Good heart on that guy.
Man,
you could
for
tell.
real,
You get the vibe. It's
yeah,
just,
for
you
sure,
know,
bro.
he just wants you to do well.
Exactly, and that's why, you feel me, he's about to get a whole bunch of stuff. If you watch, when you watch this, go find Clayton Williams, go try to work with him, because after all of this music that he about to drop comes out, he might be hard to contact. You feel me? He's a dope individual, and you know, just keeping it going, keeping it flowing. But I'm doing something different that I haven't been doing. Like my last 2 years, the focus been Big Steppin', dropping outside, dropping with the
Outside.
homie. You feel me? We outside, ain't it?
Bro, can we talk about that when you put like
Come on, let's
outside? So
go.
you had that. You're like, hey, Cameo, play this too.
Please,
They're playing it too.
And shout out to KML, man, for helping me. And shout out to Empire for putting that promo together for the music.
DJ Rick Lee.
DJ Rick Lee.
That's my guy, man.
Big Von, Cousin
Big
Dre,
Von,
Hella Eerie.
Cousin Trey.
And we didn't name you.
Shay
Shauna
Diddy.
G, Shay Diddy. All of 106 Don, the program director, everybody there. I did a lot of the heavy lifting. You feel me?
Absolutely.
But just lining it up and getting in the right people, even if it's a handshake, does help. Feel me? Big Steppin', thankful is to be the #1 requested song and the #1 played
and
song
you should
on
feel
106.
really good because I've been in this business a long time, Stunnaman, man. So I've seen a lot of people submit songs to Cameo. I've seen people find back ways to get their songs played on Cameo. Your song stuck.
Thank you, man.
Bro, and I've seen people try to make like radio hits. Your song was just selling an attitude.
Man, shout out to Quake Beats, you feel me, for making that frequency. I mean,
Was that what happened? You got it from Quake Beats?
Yeah, Quake Beats. We made the whole project. If you ain't heard it, go listen to I Gotta Feel It. We finally came together and we was like, man, he was like, he want to make some timeless music. And I'm with that. We made the frequency. That wasn't just
Frequencies, yeah, that's a good word.
He know how to put frequency, and that's what you do with music. You find a frequency, and he knew how to do that. That was a sound that we created over the span of 3 years. That wasn't just something, you know, it came overnight. That was us. And you go listen to Gut Check, you go listen to Heavyweight, you go listen to Tricks. Any music I got with Quake Beats, talk about it. My first song I ever dropped independently with a video. Shout out to DJ Black Mark.
Oh, Black Mark.
I pushed that song until so when people be like, "Oh, you going hard with Big Steppin'," but they don't know my first song. I pushed it until it got to the radio. It was 8 months, but pushing one song.
Yeah,
that's the only song I had out. But I'm getting booked to perform. Go do this, go do that. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody didn't know what I was doing. And Black Mark heard it, and he was like, "Man, this song dope. Send it to me." Talk about it. But just to say, like, that song set up how we made Big Steppin' all the way to the vocal chain, how my voice sound. Feel me? We put it on there like that, to the beat, to how it sounds, the BPM. You feel me? Like we created the frequency to make it like that. But back to outside, Drew Banger. You feel me? Drew Banger is
behind a lot of hits,
Banger.
Man.
He another person. Shout out to Drew. Another
he's a
person.
good guy too, man.
Yeah,
He's known for giving beats out, trying to get your shit out, trying to get your sound out.
He's a real. I'm fortunate to work with people who are producers. You know, it's a big difference between somebody who makes beats and somebody who produces. You feel me?
Right.
A producer really get there with you. They help you with the lyrics. Like, let's talk about outside for a second. We in the studio. We together. Drew Banger make the beat on the spot. Then I'm like, he's like, then I'm like, what we gonna talk about? You feel
always
me?
on the
And he's
spot.
like, just talk about being outside. And I'm like, he's like something like, we outside. And I'm like, all right, I got you. You feel me? So I just put my energy on it, had some stuff, put a verse together, punching in, had some written stuff, and put it together and put the energy on it. But that's like a song to where the summer's coming up. Now let me go figure out what I'm doing marketing wise, and even though the song been out since I think 2021, it ain't too late to put a battery behind it and push it. Or actually 2022.
It's a great mindset, bro. Yeah. Not everyone has your mindset, bro.
What
Artists are always to the next one. You know what I mean?
I'm like that too, but at the end of the day, I'm also like, okay, if this is catching on to people, why not push it?
No, you did it the right way.
You know
I know John Hart because he's from Union City.
Shout out to John Hart.
He pushed Whose Booty Is It for a year.
Slap.
And it didn't blow up till he said he got I Am Sue on it. He was already pushing it for 8 months.
Come on, man.
I was like, 8 months, you're a crazy man.
Mm-hmm.
If you came to my studio 8 months ago, recorded a song, and I call you, I'm still pushing. I'd be like, you're crazy.
Yeah, but
that's how I would have called, but I don't know anything. You know?
John Hart, you know what I'm saying? But that's what songs do. Trap Queen by Fetty Wap, I believe, pushed that for 2 years. years.
Right.
Don't Bryson Tiller. It's a whole list of songs that we can get into, and it's just the calendar of it. Don't worry about the time. Don't worry about what this song is doing. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. And it's just you got to do you at the end of the day, and not try you. Not I'ma pretend to be. Nah, do you. You feel me? And that's what I'm doing. You feel me? And that's what, when you notice a lot of times when people have the longevity success, when people have the success that's sustainable, that they can make a career off of, they're just doing them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you doing you, you're not caught up in something to where you got to pivot out and oftentimes reinvent yourself in a crazy way. You might have to pivot and take a new route, but when you doing you, as long as you always your authentic self to who you are as you change and grow, then everything will flow. You feel me? You won't have to worry about, damn, I was just talking this gangster shit last year, but I say I'm saved now, so I you feel me? And I became a pastor, you feel me? And even then, you feel me, yo?
It's pretty common, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But it is because you realize, like, a lot of the stuff that we glorify in hip hop is out of pocket.
Absolutely.
Black on black violence, just human on human violence that's not self defense or unprovoked.
Women
disrespecting the women. You feel
yeah.
me?
Other cultures have picked it up.
Man,
I've called my girl bitch. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Nah,
I didn't get that from black. I'm just saying, like.
Sometimes people be acting like, hey, E40 got a dope song called Bitch, you feel me? And he is like, that is a word.
We got it from rap, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
that's a word that's not just for women, though, you feel me?
It's not.
Everybody be acting like a bitch sometimes.
I mean, you hear girls call each other girls that.
Exactly.
You call
But-
best friends that.
But that goes back to the term of endearment, you feel me? And it's like, when it comes to what the
That's
ladies...
a tricky line, son
It
of
is,
man.
and then that's what I was talking about on Twitter. That's the whole thing that's going on, where it's like, you know, it's a new wave of respecting women, which we should have been doing.
We should have been on.
And me, I had to unlearn some bad habits.
Me too.
And put who I authentically am and treat women as they are, and let them know how great they are. But in this, we've been so desensitized and so conditioned to these words of terms of endearment that are actually negative, that some women be like, I don't like when somebody calls me a queen, or I don't like this. So you feel me? And it's like, what you want to be called? Call me a slut. Call me a bitch. Call me that shit.
I have met those.
But you always got to ask. Consent is key. If you don't get the consent, hey, stop. What are you? Hey, don't do that.
Well, you got clout and swag. It's a little different for a guy that don't. So be
man.
careful, people,
Yeah, of course,
because
nah,
that
for
can
sure.
get you some trouble, man.
No, for sure. You definitely got to respect women's boundaries. You definitely got to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And we've all been there in a situation, you know, just stop. You know what I mean? If you don't understand what, now as a young man, I always make sure I ask, and I be like, yo, what's going on?
You ain't gotta ask.
You know what
You
I'm saying?
stunner, man.
Nah, always gotta
Nah,
ask.
you gotta
I don't care
ask.
what it is. You feel me? Even talking to women and being like, yo, how did you feel about this situation? And then be like, oh, you know, it was cool, but maybe let's do it like this time. Okay, I understand. Feel me? Does this make you feel uncomfortable? Yeah, that kind of make me feel, okay, cool. Now I know. You gotta communicate. You're not always gonna be right. And sometimes women be getting in situations where they feel like they can't speak up. That don't mean you should take advantage of it. That don't mean you should put yourself in a place to be like, oh, I'm a man, I'm stronger physically, I could do this. Nah, that shit just don't be right. You feel me? And a lot of people don't speak up about it, you know, and it's just like, you don't even want to get into a situation where you got to manipulate a woman out of it, because that's not even player. You feel me? Player is, you feel me? You know, you got to do it smoothly. You don't want to just be disrespectfully blunt.
Yeah.
But, you know, be upfront about what you want to do. You know, take a young lady on a date, treat her right, and, feel me, figure out what you want. And a lot of times when you treat a woman right, you feel me, she going to give you what, y'all going to be aligned in what y'all both want to do. You know what I mean?
Are you tapped in with Cookie Mike?
No, I'm not.
I gotta tap you in, Cookie. We gotta get him on the school tour,
What's
right?
up, man?
Like,
Come on, I'm trying to go rock with
he
the
wouldn't
school.
like, because you're teaching right now, bro. And I would love. I don't know if you know about the school tours that he's doing.
I don't.
He's having his artists perform at schools.
I would love to do that.
I don't know how he's getting it done,
Man.
and the cafeterias are packed.
No, I'm
Like,
trying to go
because you
there.
know how kids go crazy,
Man.
and I'm just seeing you talking. I'm like, bro, you would be amazing, like performing
to.
and then talking.
Man, it's crazy
the
you
open
said
youth,
that. That's
man.
a line, because last weekend we just did an event, Levi Stadium. Shout out to my brother's keeper. Well, that was a dope event. Over 400 young melanated men and women. You feel me? Talking to them and performing with them. But before that, I probably did about like 20 schools in the Bay Area.
I mean,
just pulling up.
Bro, the energy, bro, and it's positive.
Yeah, of course. We gotta be positive.
I mean, it's kind of amazing because I was an artist that like technically didn't make it, right? So it's
Nah, you still making it. There's no timeline.
Thank you.
on
Thank.
the art.
Well,
You got it.
I had a song that I wrote that went big, but that was before.
What song was this?
So it was a song that I wrote for this Filipino group that ended up actually getting bought out by the company that owned Justin Timberlake's group.
Okay.
And I'll go over the lyrics, but it's like your love is like a river, peaceful and deep. And I know it's my song because like I meant to say like your love is like an ocean, peaceful and deep. And they got the first draft, which is your love is like a river. And I was just a 14-year-old kid, like rearranging New Edition songs in my own melodies, and that's all that.
Crazy.
That's all
Nah,
that
big,
was.
though.
So
you can't speed past what you're doing because it's impactful.
well, look, this is the craziest thing, right? Because I was like, as a kid, fascinated how shit got on the radio. It was like, because there's no college for that,
No, it's
and
not.
how do you figure that out? And so, just like having your songs make it to the radio. This is what I want to go over is the whole 49ers thing.
Yeah.
Okay, like,
Shout out to the Niners.
bro, that's wild. Did they contact you?
DJ Midnight. Shout out to DJ Midnight. My folks at the time, Ace, that's his cousin. He had hit him, and then we was like, he not really being serious. Then he followed back up, and it was like, oh shoot. Like when he followed up that second time, it was a situation where it was like, yo, feel me, we really want you to be on this. And then at the time, I was getting managed by Big Rich, and Big Rich was like, hey, feel me, they really want you to do this. You want to do it? I'm like, yeah. Pulled up on Quake Beats, knocked it out that day. Sent them a rough draft, of course, and then we finished up but I sent them enough to where when it was that first preseason game where they first played it at, they had enough to play it with the hook. Then once that, it was up. I went back the next week, recorded the whole song, and it just kept pushing it, you feel me? We did a publishing licensing deal to where anything that I wanted to replicate in my likeness with the 49ers, I could go do that, and then to where they could go play it. We didn't do a commercial deal or anything like that, but just something to where it's like, hey, Stunnaman02, you got the autonomy to go push this 49er song.
Dude.
We still pushing. We still big stepping.
It is crazy. It is crazy because you see them players, you see the players doing it,
Shout
you see
out
the
to
stadium
Debo.
playing it, you see the players going getting to the sideline.
Man, still doing people. It's just a cultural thing, and I'm happy to be a part of. This is everything I always wanted. I spoke this into existence. I used to watch Tavon Austin highlight tapes, and when I saw him doing a highlight tape with I Am Sue $100 grand on there, I was like, man, I can't wait till people using my music on their highlight tapes. I can't wait till people playing my music at the game.
Your song is a perfect highlight tape, bro.
Oh,
for
man.
sports athletes that are promoting themselves, bro.
And
It's
that's
like
the lane I'm about to go into. I'm about to start specifically making sports songs, I wouldn't say anthems. Anthem makes itself, you feel me? Like you make the music with the energy in your flow, being in your flow state, and then you put it out and you see what people gravitate to. So I want to make music like that, directed toward that. That's why I'm about to drop, if not tomorrow, then next week. I'm putting out there a project called 4 More for the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Putting that out there. So
man, that's crazy. The Warriors are so they're gonna play that at the show in the games, right?
Everybody on the team, Jordan Poole, Clay, everybody, Looney, Hustle. I don't want to miss nobody. Kaminga. If I didn't say your name, that don't mean I don't love you. DiVincenzo, I love everybody in the world. Lamb.
They all mess with you already, though, right? They obviously know about the songs.
For the most part, a couple players I done met, we slapped hands. Kudos. Draymond always showing love. Really, I gotta give a big shout out to Draymond and Bronny Blends. Bronny Blends called me a couple weekends ago and was like, Stunner, we need some energy. We need you to make something. So you feel me? Just pump up. And then I went to go record, and I ended up calling one of my homies, Atlee, and was like, man, start hitting hell of my producers. Like, man, I'm finna make this for the Warriors. I need a beat. And the homie Atlee was like, bro, you should make a project called 4 More.
Right.
Give him something to choose from. Because, everybody just don't like, you don't want to just force people to like one song, then everything seems forced. Give people options, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Atlee. Shout out to Bronny Blends for putting a battery in my back and saying, Stunner, come on, you got that energy. Make something. And then just put it out. Shoot a video for it. Go do it. So shout out to Bronny Blends, one of Draymond's best friend. And of course, shout out to the people on the Warriors who I have interacted with and that support me. The people on the Golden State label side that show love. The people in the whole organization. DJ D Sharp.
That's so cool. Yeah, DJ D Sharp, bro.
You know what I mean? So just everybody.
I always use you as a great example for like artists coming up.
I appreciate that.
Well, because bro, I knew you before you were big and you were pushing.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this with Raven too. It's like because Raven talked about how we both used to spam on Twitter when Twitter was hot, and I'm
I
like,
always used to do that.
Okay, you were a spammer too.
Sure. What?
Okay, so no, this is crazy. Like
when 24, so I was thankful. Shout out to 24K Golden for bringing me out during Outside Lands in 2021 or 2022. 2021, he brought me out big ass stage. Shout out to him.
He's crazy going right now.
I was just asking him, like, when we locked in, I was like, yo, what did you do to help push your artistry and help get you bigger? And he was like, man, go put something in. All those new followers you would get, just DM them. When I heard 24K Golden say that, I was like, man, you gotta just find any way you can do it. You just gotta find a way to win. That was a game
changer right there, bro.
You gotta find a way to win, and don't be ashamed about it. Some people be ashamed that, oh, I don't want to put my stuff on the internet and keep posting too much. I don't want to be a bugaboo and look lame. It's a difference. I'd rather be the dude who somebody be like, oh, this person is trying too hard and putting too much effort, but I'm thriving in my business, than be the cool person who nobody knows what I do. You feel me? My job is to make you forget. My job is to make you not forget what I do. I want you every day when you wake up, I want you to be like, oh man, Stunnaman02 makes music, he has juice, he has merch, he's an actor, and he does this. That's my job as an artist. Don't let people forget what you do. You know
but more important, you got there and you're a great example because you didn't politic, you didn't join a gang, you don't talk about doing all this.
I didn't do no fake music stuff behind the scenes. I didn't play politics. If I fell out with somebody, I kept it genuine and authentic. I ain't blast they stuff in the street, but at the same time, I ain't act like, oh, what was happening wasn't what was happening. I kept it straight up, and I didn't disrespect nobody or do no foul stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
this is great. So like, so I have a crazy story to tell you. So I was telling this to Raven the other day. So I was like, because you guys remind me of this artist I had back in the day. He would call me since he was 14, and he'd have his grandma call me. His artist, his name was Maquan Davis then, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I told the grandma, I can't put your son on the Rick Lee showcase because he's only like 14. And I'm like, yeah, he was calling me every week to get on that show, and then he would call me every week after the show to get in my studio. And he said, Brian, I got my cousins coming with me. We just want to get in the studio. We're hella raw. And I'm like, bro, you're 16. I can't have a bunch of 16-year-olds in my studio. Like, we smoke weed in here. Like, no, bro.
Exactly.
And then
that's good foresight.
Bro kept bugging me, right? The most annoying dude in my phone. And then his grandma called me up like, you should really mess with my grand. And I said, listen, I've been knowing your grandson for a long time. When he was 18, I was like, but I think he's doing really good right now. He just changed his name to Young T.O.
What? That's crazy.
And his cousin just made a group, and I think you should shoot one of their videos. And I was like, I have to pass on that because I know, you guys kind of want the video for free. I'm sorry, but I just got the camera. I can't do it. I'm sorry, but Dale, I'll work with you in the future. I will give them some studio time when they're 18. I said, okay. And then they blew up, and I was just like, whoa. And then I just would hear all around the Bay about how he touched everyone. He got to talk to and I know it's like you had that, bro. Like you went and you reach out genuinely to everyone, and it's that drive, which is crazy because a lot of artists are depressed.
Man,
you don't seem that way,
man. And it's crazy. Before we get into it, I want to say a big part of the movement with Young T.O. was one of his cousins. His name is Streets. R.I.P. to Streets. He passed away unfortunately recently. That was one of my childhood best friends.
Oh, wow.
While they was on this push, feel me, he used to send me SOBRB's music, like, bro,
before they were big,
bro. And when they was, he sent me a video. I don't remember which one it was, but it had like 15,000 views.
The one with the bus? Were they rapping in front of the bus and they jumped on the bus at the end?
Car, or I forgot what one.
Okay, it was one of the early ones though.
One of the early ones. Like, they only had like 3 songs out. But he would always text it to me, and he'd be like, bro, you feel me? He used to text it to me like, bro, check out this group. I was like, man, I want to listen to your music. Like, I'm pushing them right now. And I was like, okay, whatever you pushing, I'm going to support. Right. So I used to retweet it, support it, whatever they did, like it, follow them on YouTube.
Right.
And this is early. And the next thing you know, I check back like 3 months later, and I see somebody on Twitter talking about, man, we love SOBRB in Seattle. And that video that he sent me, like, I had the text message in my phone. This was like 7 years ago. It's a minute ago. And I'm like, what? They really going up. And then I ended up, shout out to my homie Greg G. Warren. He brought me to MC an event that SOBRB was headlining, and I see my folks there, and I'm like, damn, my folks streets, and they have been traveling the world, and I'm like, yo, y'all really doing it. I'm hella proud of y'all. Still got one of the videos in my phone. So that just is a matter of, the younger you get, know what you want to do, the better. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And stay persistent. It don't matter how many no's you get. With that one yes, change your life.
Dude.
You just need one yes. This is somebody who was moving and shaking and doing his thing. And how many times he said no, but young T.O. stayed focused and was like, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep doing my thing. And to the point where he's one of the SOB and RB is arguably one of the biggest groups to ever do
Hands
it.
down, bro.
You know
Come on, dude. Come on. You see their shows.
Come on, man.
It is effing ridiculous in their heyday.
Come on,
when they
man.
were just came out, and I remember my boy DJ J12.
Shout out J12.
Shout out my guy J12.
Turning up at Complex right now.
Oh, dude, that's my guy. He has great stories about me because I helped him with the whole. Anyway, but like J12 told me, he's like, yeah, because I remember it was just on Facebook, and he told me he's gonna do a show with this group in Santa Cruz, and then on Facebook he posted something like, I just witnessed the birth of a star or the star son, and that was like their first real big show, and that right after that they were charging like I think 10, 15 a show, which is kind of crazy because everyone in the Bay was like around 2 or 4 and stuff like that.
Let's get this bag up. Let's figure out how we can pay these artists, because at the end of the day, being a rapper is not cheap. It's one of the most, being an artist in general is not cheap.
Dude.
It's one of the most expensive professions ever. You gotta look good, you gotta feel good. You go back to that depression stuff. You feel me? It's not that I don't deal with depression or sadness. I just have coping mechanisms that I use. So whenever I feel depressed, I know how to be like, oh, I'm transparent with myself about my emotions. I'm happy, I'm mad, I'm sad, whatever it is.
Good.
You feel me?
What's your sign?
A Taurus. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Taurus, bro. Okay. Well, April 22nd, so I'm like an Aries / Taurus. I'm a cuss baby. I consider myself a cuss
your
baby.
Your birthday coming up. What you doing?
Nothing.
Man, you gotta turn up. How old you turn? 25?
You got a show will come out. No, right. Big Folks Pop, my guy, is a comedian dude. I don't know, you know what Big Folks Pop?
I'm not familiar right now.
Oh, so right now he's doing hyphy skits.
Okay.
So it's like he's just like, hey, remember when this was out? It's 2006. And
he be with Mario, yeah, Philly B. Yeah,
he said Mario,
yeah, Mario, yeah.
That's a great content guy too.
For sure. They all lit. You know what I'm saying?
Big. He has a party on the 15th, so I'm gonna come out and support him.
Dope,
so yeah,
you know
but I love the comedy content in the Bay right now. Frisco, Philly B,
man,
King Bulu.
I wanna say something, and I wanna shout out. Other than Lou Do Too Much.
Oh my
Marshawn
God,
Lynch at Rob Benz.
That's the biggest.
But Lou Do Too Much has his own comedy platform that he was doing. He's still doing it, but they changing venues right now to make a bigger venue because it's so.
Oh, it's not gonna be at Rob Benz right now.
See, feel me? They gonna move on to a bigger venue. But I want to shout out to one of my homies and one of the people on my team. His name is CJ. I mean, he works at one of the best Vietnamese. You like banh mi sandwiches?
Oh my God, come on!
I just ate one today. Shout out to Dinosaurs.
They're great. They used to be $3 back in the day.
Man, but
they like 10 now.
Inflation, because they so good, and plus we in the Bay.
Yeah.
But CJ is a product of being a good person and continue to push, because not only was he one of the people who shot Big Steppin and believed in me along with Justin Russell, who was a dope individual, but CJ also helped the program direction for Lou Do Too Much's comedy show hosted by Skinny Buff. You feel me? So it's like as the music scene and the entertainment scene is rising in the Bay.
So it's a comedy.
Going crazy.
Well, I'm a
Neighborhood Witch, Jay Rich, King Bulu, whole bunch of comedians. If I forget you, don't be mad at me. 3 Killer Streak UAV. Mr. Fab doing comedy.
He does stand up. Lil Blood does stand up.
I'm saying I might have to jump on there. One
you
time
should
and have some fun.
I love the comedy stand up world because it's very similar how you come up in the rap game.
For sure.
You got to go to these open mics. You got to better your craft.
Comedy might be harder.
I think bro, to bomb.
Yeah, for sure.
That's got to be a fucked up feeling.
It's to make somebody feel something emotionally from music is one thing, and then usually with music, you get the courtesy clap even if you're not too good.
You're right.
With comedy,
well, some people get walked away from, but yeah, you
feel me? But you at least with comedy, if your shit is weak, like
it's
if you're
brutal.
up there nervous and shaking, like
it just shows. Yeah, it just shows. But like, there's really fucking good comedy, like really Dave Chappelle.
Come on, but
he's effortless.
But how much he been doing it since he was like 14?
And he said he was a natural when he first started.
He was the young T.O. of comedy,
bro.
Because young T.O. was doing it since he was 14.
Half Baked, his Half Baked era. Oh my God,
yeah,
Eddie Griffith in his era was amazing to me.
Amazing, like A1.
Eddie Murphy, Raw. I saw that as it came out.
Man.
I was a kid. I barely understood it, and I knew it was fascinating as like
he revolutionized
bro,
with the fit, everything.
Bro, Eddie
and
Murphy.
Like he was like 22 when he did that.
He's a genius. And then the movie career he had after
Even
that was
Kevin Hart. I'm a grown little man. that one
Do you like Kevin Hart?
Man, I'm a big Kevin Hart fan.
He did everything right.
Nah, he didn't. That's the thing.
He didn't.
He did. If you look, you got to listen to his book. I Can't Make This Up, and that book tells you his whole life.
Oh, I gotta read that.
How he went through just the discipline and really went through every step, and how many times he failed in his life, and how like getting success young. He got $250,000, 22. Then went through it, and then it took him all the way like till he was like 32.
That's crazy.
To really get stable. And through all these movies and stand-ups that we seen him do, he wasn't stable until he became aligned with who he was as a person and aligned with prioritizing his career, getting his fitness right, being disciplined, figuring out his team and all this stuff. I'm a big fan, not only because he does put out good work and quality work.
Consistent too.
But also because of his journey. Like he's transparent about his journey, and that's pretty dope. Because a lot of times we see a lot of people. I'm pretty sure somebody saw me Big Steppin' was like, oh, he must have just started rapping, and it's like, nah, man, I've been doing this
a long time
since August 2016. So it's gonna be in 2023. 7 years. Somebody's gonna watch this one day and see it and be like, damn, let me go see where Stunnaman02 is at right now. And because of that, I have to continue to go, not just for myself, but for the person who watches this in 3 years. And be like, damn, this is where he was at 3 years. Now he's here right now. He got to keep going. And a lot of my biggest stuff hasn't even happened yet. I just shot my second feature film. The music that I got, it's dope. You feel me? It's like I just did my first TV show. You feel me? And I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not gonna say it now. But it's like. And the music that I'm about to drop, this is the first time in my career where I'm not just gonna drop 1 or 2 projects in a year. I'm gonna let go of my catalog and give it to people. And it's like I pay attention to trends. Like for me, on the album I dropped with Big Steppin', I Gotta Feel It. The reason why I dropped that and I was happy to put that out is because I watched D40, Self-Made Millionaire, made in 1999, when he said, man, I just gotta keep going. And it was his third album that he got that success from, his third project. And Big Steppin' is on the third project I released. Then I watched the trend of the La Russells, the Larry Junes, the SOB RBEs, the Too Shorts, E40s. Anybody who drops that, if you want to make it independently, even with a label, NBA Youngboy is practicing this. Master P did this. Young Money. You have to drop a catalog of music, and you have to do it consistently. Yeah. That's the only way you're going to ascend from being like I know that person. That's Big Steppin' to, oh, that's Stunnaman02. He got hits, and you ain't heard this Stunnaman02 song. Somebody, every time you mention, I remember one of my homies used to work very closely with Larry June. That's how I met him on a one-on-one. Shout out to Larry, a dope individual. But the homie Joey Crew, he was like, man, I was like, I think I said something like, maybe not me, but somebody mentioned like, oh, Larry only makes one type of music. And then Larry's like, Joe was like, nah.
That sounds a hateful remark there. It's not too.
I don't think I said that because I don't be moving out of hate. If I did say it.
You said that.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't be saying shit like that about people. Like, I know as an artist, you're not boxed in to be one thing.
Yeah.
You feel me? But something happened to where somebody mentioned, me and Joe was probably just having a conversation, and somebody mentioned like Larry only makes one type of music, and he's like, no, he don't. I could show you this song. You feel me?
Right,
you know
right.
I mean?
But he's kind of more known for the party theme music, right?
Who, Larry June?
Yeah.
I think he's more known for like the player music. Like
right. It has a vibe to it for sure. It
has that real Bay Area, Frisco.
Hey, family.
You know hey, good job, Larry.
Good job. I think it's genius, his marketing, him going to grocery stores that are healthy and picking out the oranges. And
somebody who been pushing for a long time.
And I don't know. I think he was familiar with Lil Debbie and them or
Lil Debbie,
Krayshawn. I'm not sure what they. I'm not sure what that. But
it is, he's a testament of staying persistent keep pushing, and at the end of the day, what is meant for you will come. Continue to pivot any way you can, but don't forget you still got to score, and he's still going. Right now, he's the biggest he ever been. One of the biggest artists in the game. About to drop a tape with The Alchemist. Just dropped with Big Sean.
Has a store in San Francisco, the boba shop.
I need to slide by, still ain't been.
Yeah, I mean that's smart, and I know he's making dough because Boba's going crazy right now.
But one of the best things he ever told me was like, for people who do want those businesses, he was just like, man, focus on the main product, which is the music, and all of that stuff will come, and you'll build around it. You feel me? But just focus on this, and everything else will come. These opportunities, everything will come. But just focus on the main thing. And if you want to keep the main thing, you have to focus on the main thing. If you don't want it to be the main thing, it won't be the main thing. Whatever you focus on will whatever you water, whatever you tend to in your garden, that will grow.
It'll grow.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to talk about health and exercise real quick because I noticed you healthy. I felt that's what kept me less depressed because when you're an entrepreneur, you're going to go through doubts. Thank you, sir.
I mean, 43,
man. But like you're going to like go through tests in your life. You're going to, hit patches, but working out will keep you consistent. It gives you great energy. You know what I mean? How can you attest to it? Because I see you working out a lot, and you're always presenting on the ground, which is health. And I love that. Because I feel like your song should be played in every gym, and you should be performing in every gym with product in there, man. You know what I mean?
You just manifested it.
I mean, I just see it, bro. I just see it. Like you should be a rep for 24-hour fitness out here in the Bay, bro.
Shout out to Get Bent. Currently, right now, I am a rep for Get Bent in West Oakland.
Nice.
Slide to Get Bent. That is my favorite gym. That is the gym I go to constantly.
Go support Get Bent.
Right, go to Get Bent.
Go support Get Bent because they're supporting artists, man.
Also, the club is another good gym. The club at the City Center, I rock with the club. And 24-hour fitness.
I've been in the club. That's nice.
It's a dope ass gym.
It's like a little upscale like
Get Bent. If you want to get strong and be around a good community of people that you can shake hands with and feel comfortable being yourself, you're going to Get Bent. Shout out to Jason and Pila, feel me, and everybody that works there.
Nice.
The club is the in between. I don't want to be at a 2-4, but I don't got enough money for Equinox. No shade to 24-hour fitness. I love 24-hour fitness. I don't want to do that. And I
heard about Equinox. Is that nice?
Equinox A1.
Where are they?
2 in San Francisco. Those are the only ones I've been.
There's none out here, man. I need a nice gym in Hayward, bro. Because this.
I know it's gonna come. Like, if you build it, they will come. But yeah, the fitness is important. Shout out to those gyms. Shout out to 2-4, Planet Fitness, whatever. At the end of the day, wherever you can get it in, it's people who are in third world countries right now making the most of what they got. Swole, body tight, everything. It's people unfortunately incarcerated in a box, making their bodies the best. Your body is a temple, first of all, and it's just like at the end of the day, if you're a high performance car, right? You a luxury car.
Yeah.
It's like.
Kind of, I'm old school. Older car. I'm an older car. Older Corvette.
You got to take, and then that's an even bigger thing. Like when you have a newer car, you can get away with maybe putting
Big Mac in there.
You feel me? Yeah. But when you got those old school classic cars, it needs the top tier oil.
Oh
you feel me? You gotta make sure you clean it. You gotta put the top premium gas in there.
Yeah.
So it's just like with me, I like to. Of course, I have a balance of what I'm doing. But I like to treat my body like that because at the end of the day, everything in my body, this is what I use to live my life. This is what I'm in this dimension as. This is what I'm using to promote my brand and to just live my life. And I want to feel good, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we do feel a whole bunch of different ways, all this depression and things like that. But when it comes to working out, in order to see results from working out, it's not a one-day thing. It's not a 1-week thing, although you can see results after a week. It's not a 1-month thing. It's a lifestyle. And if you want to constantly see those results, if you want to constantly see yourself looking good, then you have to put in the work. If you want to constantly feel good, you have to put in the work. You have to go do it when you don't feel like it. You have to go do it when you have a whole bunch of stuff on your plate. And it's like, dang, can I squeeze in and work out right here? You have to make time for it, or else it's going to be a time where you're like, damn, I should have been doing this.
Right.
I should have been building these habits.
Right.
And then it becomes a revolving door. You start feeling good. And as you start feeling good, you see yourself better, so you start looking good. And as you get these results, your body changes, so you start looking good. And it's a revolving door of, oh, I'm looking good, so you start feeling good.
It's a good
so
cycle.
Now, all of a sudden, you just looking good and feeling good and looking good and feeling good. And bam, every day you waking up like, damn, I can't wait to get to the gym. I can't wait to bypass this unhealthy meal to eat these greens with no dressing on it so I can feel good and look good. I can't wait to eat this, drink this green drink that at first it might taste disgusting because you got to get out the unlearn.
But it's killing cancer if it tastes disgusting. I'm telling you, bro.
Hey,
it's killing cancer. Cancer likes sweet. Cancer likes everything you like.
Man, it's so crazy. Like, you traveled out of the country before?
Absolute Korea.
When you go to these different countries and you see all the stuff all the ingredients they don't have in their food.
Like they care about their people.
Man.
In America
like,
don't.
You learn like things that are banned in other countries. And it's just like.
That's what I want to talk to you about when you were traveling. I'm sorry. Yeah, like didn't you notice the diet was different?
Man,
like they kind of don't care about us out here. And
you
then
know what? We are cattle. We get treated
like cattle.
You got literally like in
Yeah,
terms of
I feel
the
like
space, in terms of the food they eat.
Drive-thrus.
When I went to Costa Rica, I forgot to say I went to Costa Rica too.
Nice.
When I went to Costa Rica, I noticed like I don't really try to eat too much red meat in America because a lot of times our red meat is injected with a whole bunch of different
hormones. GHB, yeah, all that.
Their diet is not A1.
No.
And
they're stressed out too.
Literally.
Which affects you.
When you eat that, you know what I'm saying? It's just like
you're eating their stress.
Literally. So you gamed up. When I went to Costa Rica, that was the first place I saw it. But I was like, why are the cows so skinny? Like
it's real. That's a real fucking cow. That's how they really grow.
Yeah, I was like, why is it so skinny? So then when you eat the meat literally tastes different. You like, yo, this tastes hella good, and you don't feel hella sluggish after and hella sleepy. And when I eat meat out here, like I always gotta take a nap. Like and when I eat meat and especially red meat, stuff I always take a nap. When I be out, but it's just like that's why diet is important, and just with nutrients.
Super.
And one thing we don't talk about and work around out is rest. Yo, rest got to be on point too. Like I'm at the point in my life where I'll take 6 to 8 hours of sleep over going to the studio all night or doing an event all night and then just going straight to the gym. Unless I know I'm asleep for the whole next day. Because if you don't rest yourself, you're going to be, or at least do the proper things to rejuvenate yourself. You know what I mean? To make sure your body
hydrate's huge.
Hydrate, sleep, stretch. You feel me? Put
stretch.
The right nutrients. Yeah,
bro, stretching is so important. People don't do it. I don't see no one stretch. I don't see men stretch, but I'm like, you feel so motherfucking good.
It'd be so much stuff that people be trying to say is not masculine, and I'd be like, bro,
stretching is super masculine.
A1, bro. Shout out to everybody who stretch. Yoga.
Oh, yoga is, if you got neck and back pain and you don't do yoga,
meditate.
You're missing. Meditation is huge.
If you got lower back pain, I'm gonna tell you right now how you deal with lower back pain and get to the root of it. Lower back pain usually means that you're overusing your back or overusing one of these muscles, your hamstrings, your glutes, or your hips. If you have low back pain, it means one of those or multiple of those
so much sense.
Are weak. Those are all connected. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I play basketball and
you look like you could hoop.
Yeah, I hoop, man, but that shit be hurting your lower back. Oh my God. Like, you're right with that. I didn't even think about that. They say with your neck and your shoulders, that actually comes from a form of stress.
Okay.
So a lot of neck and shoulder pain, it should just come with, can be fixed with just breathing and meditation.
That's important. I was just going to say that too. Meditation. Stress, having a low stress level is important. Of course, in this world we live in, capitalistic society, anything where we got to go make money or bring value to ourselves or sustain ourselves, there's going to be some stress involved.
Oh my God.
But what are you doing to decompress the stress?
Right. Because it's meant to go against you, is it not?
Literally.
The way life is set up, the 40-hour work week, the low pay.
I think life in general is meant to work for you. But I do think an element of what we put ourselves into is meant to challenge us. So if the universe is working for us and we want to pursue a goal, everything in there is working for us. So if you get into a profession and your profession is stressing you to a point where you don't feel aligned as a human being, that is the universe letting you know this is not what you're supposed to do. When I go to the studio and I know I need to knock something out, I'm not stressed about it. When I know I need to memorize some lines, it's very difficult for me. but I'm not stressing about it. I probably did at a point in my life,
right?
Because I was procrastinating. I wasn't preparing myself. I wasn't putting the time it took to actually get done what I needed to get done. But the universe is working for me, so it's challenging me to do this so I can be all of these things I said I wanted to be. So if you're doing something for 40 hours and you really don't love what you're doing and you're only doing it for money and you hate it and it's stressing you out,
you're gonna kill yourself, man.
That's the universe.
I mean, you are killing yourself slowly because you're gonna have a bad diet. Sure. You're gonna eat a burger because you feel like, and then you're gonna feel
all these temporary pleasures to help deal with the stuff that you just had to deal with 8 to X amount. And it's not even 8 hours if you work in a work day. It's the time it takes to prepare you to go to work. So travel and getting ready. The time you spend there, you probably have a break in between there, so that counts, and it don't count for the time you're at work.
They don't pay you for your lunches.
Exactly, and then the time it takes after to get home or to get where you need to go.
Traffic,
after.
oh my, and traffic is like stress. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if you were in that. Oh my God.
I'm not telling people not to have 9 to 5s.
No,
I definitely
don't
encourage that, but I go do something that you actually enjoy and love to do. Go do a lifestyle where you will love the process, so that when you get, I remember I had a dope ass job doing public relations, and I used to get sad. I used to be depressed on payday because I never thought the amount of money I got paid was equal to the amount of time that I traded for it. When I was doing music, acting, anything like that, as I'm doing it right now, there's no amount of, I could get paid 1 cent and I'm not mad because, not saying that I am, but I feel like I'm in love with the process of what I'm doing, so the amount of money that I get paid is not as important as it was before, because I know I would do it for free. Now I'm grateful and thankful for what I'm getting paid, because it's helping me get into these new spaces of life, enjoy life at an amazing rate, but also it's like I would have done this for free. You feel me? So
that's real game, man. We've been at it for over an hour, bro.
Hopefully people watch this.
Oh yeah, the clips I got. It's amazing content. We're gonna go crazy. Is there anything you want to say? I mean, we didn't. You got to come back if you can, bro. We got to talk about all the rest of the stuff we didn't get to, like DJ Fresh and all that. Yeah. Absolutely, bro. Thank you for the content. Of course. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Respect women. Make sure you respect yourself. If you don't respect women or respect yourself, you's a bitch. Make sure you continue to be successful, and as you progress with success, know there's no such thing as success without successors. So put the youth first. Put the energy into the youth. I know it's a cliche. You feel me? But
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Preach to us, man.
Whole bunch of music coming out. I'm going to give it to y'all.
Whole bunch. We're going to look out for the Warrior single coming out, man, because I want to see that, bro.
It's a whole project.
I want to see that.
We're giving them a whole project. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't go over all these topics I want to go over. I want to go over a lot. Okay, but man, you were great, bro. That was the whole financial stuff, man.
Financial literacy. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, too.
This guy's amazing, bro. I love it, man. You made my podcast legendary today. Thank you so much, Stunnaman02, man. I didn't even get to ask about the whole name. Okay, anyway.
We're going to talk about it next time.
Gonna have you back, bro. I appreciate everyone. Create Studios podcast with Stunnaman02 in the building. I appreciate this guy so much. The energy has been through the roof, man. All right, we're going to get out of here.
And One love. Forget, we still winning.
Ow. Okay. You got me. I was going to say outside.